He's younger than us, Dave.
Must be nice to be in your 20s.
He goes, how about last night's game? And why is it called a Mourinho masterclass, yet when any other manager adopts negative tactics, it's killing the game?
Did anyone call it a Mourinho masterclass?
They must have. He must have seen it or heard it somewhere.
I don't know. I'd read Football 365.
He wouldn't just come up with that, I would imagine.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Well, Football 365 is not going to say that, but you can certainly see Sky Sports or
Yeah, I think so.
those guys saying that.
Well, I mean,
BBC read probably a Mourinho masterclass.
the BBC. Terrible. I think they might call it that because, I mean, he set out to not get beaten by a team that are in better form than his, and he was successful. So I guess in that sense, it was a masterclass. I don't know if it really. I don't know what it was a masterclass in. Losing.
and I would say,
I'm guessing he doesn't like it. The idea.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he said negative tactics.
Or her. It could be a girl. We don't know.
Or her. Sure.
Yeah.
I also don't like the term negative tactics. I don't like it. People will say, they describe Simeone as having negative tactics, when really, what's negative about it if you're winning?
Well, yeah, he's
I don't know.
negative in the sense that he's trying to gain points from the match.
Gain points by being defensive, basically.
No. I mean, I can kind of see. Yeah, I don't agree that it's a masterclass.
Not trying to push the issue at all. Just kind of letting the game.
And especially because Liverpool were starting Sturridge, who I think he's kind of a bust in Klopp's team, pretty much, isn't he? I think he's going to.
He was bad. He didn't do anything.
He doesn't work. And then when Lallana came on, everyone's so excited for Adam Lallana.
Was he just getting a rest from the international break?
He had the groin injury in the Swansea game before, right?
Yeah, so you're right. Okay. Yeah.
So he came with half an hour to go, and they were much better the last half hour.
Yeah, because Lallana's good.
He's good, yeah.
Well, and it's better to have Firmino and Lallana working off each other than it is to have Firmino and Sturridge working off each other.
Yeah.
And at times during that game, Firmino was dropping like way deep, like next to Milner, sometimes, just so that he could be the one that they played through.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess both are true, though. I mean, it was a masterclass in killing the game.
Well, I guess the answer is it just depends how you interpret it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I would say that I actually enjoyed watching the game.
Oh.
I did. I watched it yesterday, and I actually enjoyed it. I don't know why I enjoyed it, but the fact that both teams just didn't give each other space to do anything was fun for me.
Yeah, sometimes it's like watching a pitcher's duel, It's like waiting for someone to make a mistake rather than going on the attack.
Because when it does happen, like, whoa, they beat it. But I don't know. For me, it was fun to watch a good defensive. In a way, it was attacking. Both teams were attacking, but without the ball. If that makes sense.
Sort of. Yeah. No.
Where they weren't allowing the other team to have any space, so they were very aggressive on defense.
Yeah, you're setting up to capitalize on
right.
Bits and pieces.
and that's what I enjoyed about it. How. And when there were some nice passages of play, they were really nice because there was no space. So the passes that were being made, the nice little short one-touch passes, were really nice.
You've got to be really sharp to make even half yard of space.
Right. And I enjoy little things like that. I don't know.
So I guess
I'm a sit.
Well, I guess I'm still trying to fully interpret the question. I'm guessing it means that it's called Mourinho Masterclass because people in the press in England like it a lot.
Press will say
like him.
because it's Mourinho.
Yeah.
They make it seem like it was brilliant. What a tactical mastermind he is. Rather, and if when Pulis does it, for instance, it's Pulis.
Somebody emailed into the mailbox on Football 365 today and said that this is actually a good training exercise for Klopp's Liverpool because their next game on Saturday is at home to West Brom, so it's good practice for them playing Man United.
Well, the thing about West Brom though is they don't really press the ball at all. They don't, do they?
No.
I mean, every like now and again they'll like try and surprise you and chase you around.
Yeah, by mistake.
Yeah.
I got too close to the ball.
So that hopefully we answered your question at least to a little bit, or at least get our perspective on
and
it.
I thank Swans87 for giving us 5 minutes of just talking as well.
Dave, it was more than 5.
Was it?
Yeah. But
Pulis' tactics did work quite well against Spurs at the weekend. Mm-hmm. They were fairly well stifled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
And Leverkusen stifled Spurs again today with in a different way. They do the gegenpressing style with Schmidt.
Yeah, they're a bit more proactive in their stiflage.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched that. I watched the second half of that one. That was very enjoyable. Again, I don't know why I enjoy watching stuff like that, but I enjoy a team that is willing to put in that kind of effort to make sure the other team does not score. I like that.
There's something about a good 0-0.
Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, for example...
Maybe there were a couple chances that were... Like in the Liverpool and Man United game, De Gea had to make a couple of fine saves for it to stay that scoreline.
Yeah, the Coutinho one, I guess.
Yeah.
Something else I've forgotten.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like a good 0-0. The classic example is Italy, Netherlands, Euro 2000 semi-final. That's a lot of people say that's the best 0-0, or people of our age.
It was the most pleasing to the eye.
It was very entertaining for having no goals in it. Especially because the Dutch couldn't even score a penalty in the penalty shootout. They had 2 penalties in the game and missed them both. Mm-hmm. And they missed 3 out of 4 in the penalty shootout as well. Just quite funny.
What else do we have up here?
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to look and see what else. I got all these tabs open.
Are you enjoying Chelsea with 3 at the back now?
Ooh! I do, actually. I don't enjoy Chelsea, but I enjoy Conte. So I'm at like I'm at a crossroads in my life.
If you imagine Conte just managing a team of 11 guys in that shape, you go, ooh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And then the jersey...
Is that 3-4-3? Uh-huh.
Ooh. Who's that guy drifting in and playing in behind the strikers at Eden Hazard? Hang on.
Wait, I don't like that.
This sounds like Chelsea.
Wait, is that Pedro?
Is that Victor Moses?
Victor Moses.
What's he up to? Hey, good on him, by the way, for sticking at it.
I like that he's finally gotten his opportunity. It's nice for him.
He signed a new contract last year and everyone went, ooh, yeah, what fun.
And now he's actually doing quite well for him.
Like, I'm a wing-back now.
Yeah.
A goal-scoring wing-back.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Man City Everton. My friend at work, Mark, wanted to ask...
Mark at work.
Because he's a Manchester United fan, he wanted to get our take on Manchester City to see if we have anything negative to say about them and their recent setbacks that they've had and why we think that is. Is it teams playing them different? Is it just better teams? They didn't really have a strong run of games at the beginning of the season.
Like Celtic.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, they didn't beat Celtic. They're not a good team.
That's true. So why do we think... What are teams doing to Man... The question is, what are teams or what are Man City doing differently or not doing that these games are now... They're not winning them, but they're not drawing them?
Well, Everton did something different than the other teams.
And losing them, actually, if it's Tottenham. Tottenham were just better at pressing and...
Well, Spurs, Celtic, and then Swansea, you gave them their first kind of rough game in the league, I guess. They all did something different to what Everton did at the weekend.
What did Everton do?
Everton did not press high like other teams did against them at all. Mm-hmm. They kind of had more of a gamble. They were sitting pretty deep. They had
That's true.
2 deep lines.
Yeah, Williams had a lot to do that day.
Yeah, and to be honest as well, they played that same game 10 times. Like Man City would win that.
Yeah.
8 or 9 times out of that. I mean, they missed 2 penalties, and Stekelenburg had probably his best ever game.
Yeah. I
mean, I don't. Or he wants me to say something negative.
No, he doesn't want you to say. He just.
I can do.
He said my question is about the blue side of Manchester, and he just asked why do we think that, or why do you and I think that they just all of a sudden they're not winning anymore? That was basically his question.
Yeah, that was a good question.
I think they ran into a team when they played Spurs that is their kryptonite, a team that is willing to press just as hard as they're willing to press. But also can play football and has that forward quality that can get them goals. So they're kind of a nightmare for Man City, I think. Especially Man City's aging players, where a lot of the players on Spurs are younger guys.
Well, because Spurs can press high, and then if they do break, Man City do break the press, then they still have
Alderweireld,
probably the best centre half partnership in the league, and probably one of the top 3 goalkeepers. I'd say. I might even say Lloris is my little favourite in the league.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only that, they have good defensive-minded midfielders too that they can fall back on, like Wanyama.
Yep, and they also on that game there was no De Bruyne as well, so Wanyama had.
And that's another thing I think that I think is worth pointing out is that De Bruyne really makes that team tick. What the things that he can do, and how much they play through him in the final third. If he's not in their lineup, it makes a big difference. It's a big difference.
Yeah, he's the would you call him an attacking pivot?
I would. He's a number 8.
I'll bet on
he's a true number 8.
The 11 Taken 11 map, his circle is going to be massive.
Yeah, he is the sun for Man City. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for any team. You take their main guy out and you're not done for, but you're already struggling. So, But then every team has those bits where they don't win 3 or 4 games in a row every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's
even more if you're a Swansea fan.
It's not Spain. I mean, Germany's I think Germany's a tough league. I think for sure. There's a lot of good teams in Germany.
Yeah, I think there's more depth in there
than Spain. Yeah. But as far as depth of the league goes, I mean, 1 through 14. I mean, even some of the teams in the relegation zone right now could beat a top half team.
Everyone apart from Sunderland, I would say.
Yeah. So there's no other league like that in European football. I don't think.
No, probably not. Well,
I mean, there's always the odd one, but as far as consistently competitive, the Premier League is every game you have to bring it every game.
Yeah, it sounds like a cliche, but it's
very true.
Kind of true as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and also I would like to say to your friend, is it Mark at work?
Mark Morris.
I'm very sorry that you're a Man United fan. I apologise for that.
Yeah.
I feel partly.
I think we've said that before in this podcast.
Have we?
Yeah.
He's backed the wrong horse.
I think that's the name of the podcast.
Back the wrong horse.
He's backed the wrong horse.
I like it. But I mean, if he likes a big fan of Alex Ferguson, I would encourage him to
watch Aberdeen highlights
to Red TV
and watch 80s Aberdeen.
Yeah, it's £8 a month, which was expensive, but because of Brexit, it's pretty much
$8
now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. Did you know, actually? Fun fact for you.
Is this a Brexit fact?
Sort of.
Well, there was an article I saw in the
Guardian.
I'm
going to tell you about that.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Football Manager.
Yeah.
That was all it's going to be.
No, but go in detail about it. All I saw was the head. I didn't read anything about it.
So basically, they try and obviously make it as kind of realistic as possible. So this year they've programmed in 3 different Brexit scenarios into the game.
That's awesome.
So it's based on it was going to be what they call a soft Brexit or the hard Brexit. So soft Brexit, they'll still kind of allow freedom of movement for EU citizens and blah blah blah. So.
So it's easier to get continentals.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then the hard Brexit, which is what they're leaning towards now with this bizarre... I don't know what's going on in Britain. I'm glad I'm not there until Trump gets in here, in which case I'm going to go back to Korea.
Not even Britain, just back to Korea.
I'm gone.
Let me be as close to communism as I can without being in it.
But in a capitalist country.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll go to get a job in Fiji or something like that.
Just work at a resort. You live the life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like if there's hard Brexit, they've done probabilities. So it's if there's like a 7 or 8 in 10 chance you get the hard Brexit rules come in for 2 years, and then all this kind of nonsense. And they're thinking about doing something where there's a Scottish referendum post the hard Brexit within the game as well.
Oh my God!
But they're going deep.
Well, because that's going to happen too. I think Scotland are going to do that in the next 5 years, and then pull out of Britain and go become independent and go back to the EU.
Yeah, well,
what do you think?
I mean, if it was the EU from a couple of years ago, maybe not the EU where
did Scotland. What did they vote? Did they vote Brexit or did they vote stay?
We were very much stay in the old Europe thing.
Okay,
very very strongly.
Which makes sense because you guys wanted to get out of Britain in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, at least the referendum was up for vote.
We were close.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's what they've done in Football Manager. So
that's really cool.
Like a
to be that intricate. That's crazy.
So they kind of change work permit rules and stuff like that because